Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Rose Writes and I write and narrate Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction. Thank you so much for joining me for part 4 of Marichat madness. If you've missed any of the previous parts, I will link them in the description box below. Now then, enjoy Change Targets. Part 4, Multimouse Mixup. Cat Noir laid his head in his girlfriend's lap as she ruffled her hands through his messy blonde hair. Marinette had propped the trapdoor open to let the cool evening breeze waft through, the faint outline of the moon hanging in the pink and gold horizon. He sighed happily, tail swishing. It wasn't that often that Cat Noir hung out in Marinette's room, but he was always glad to. He felt at home here, more so than he ever did in his own. Cat sat up in Marinette's bed, being at eye level with her bulletin board, noticing all of the pictures of her friends, some sketches of elaborate dresses with fabric swatches attached, and pictures of him. But not as Cat Noir, but as Adrien. "So," Cat said as he swung to the floor from her loft bed. He strode across the room as if conducting a court case. "You have a thing for the model boy?" Her face flushed red as she scrambled down from her bed. She found her leg tangled in the blanket, nearly tripping to the floor. "No, I used to," she stammered. "But not anymore." Cat Noir cocked his head to the side, a mischievous twinkle in his eye. "Oh? Why?" It's not like anything happened. We're friends and everything, but it's just we started getting close, and I really like you, so..." Her voice trailed off, returning after she cleared her throat. "I keep his photos because he's a fashion model and Gabriel is my biggest fashion inspiration." Marinette strolled over to her computer desk, picking up the Agreste Apparel magazine. Adrien Agreste gracing the cover in a stylish leather jacket and smoky eyeliner look. The style was completely different from his normal appearance, but it suited him somehow. Cat Noir looked over her shoulder. Yep, that was him all right. But he couldn't help feeling a bit jealous, which he knew was stupid. That was him, and so Marinette liked Adrien before Cat Noir, but it's the same. Well, not exactly. Adrien always felt that Cat Noir was the real him. So did that mean that he was second only to himself? The whole situation felt too confusing. He shook his head as he flipped through the pages of the magazine as if he hadn't already seen the pictures millions of times. "He is handsome," Cat said, trying to spark some kind of answer from Marinette. "Yeah, he is," Marinette said, then turned to kiss Cat on the cheek. "But he's not you." Oh, if only she knew. He chuckled, hiding his nerves. "You know," he started, eyeing the time displayed on her alarm clock. "I'm going to patrol with Ladybug in a bit. Why don't you tag along?" Her heart rate spiked, but she attempted to keep her cool. "I don't know, Cat. I'm just one person. I can't help two supers." Marinette laughed, hoping she sounded convincing enough. She couldn't go with him for obvious reasons. "Come as Multimouse. We know your identity, but it will be just us. Just come hang out." He took her hands while getting on one knee, pleading with her. "I doubt we'll see any action tonight anyway." She gave a side glance to her dollhouse, then back at Cat Noir. Little did he know this normal-looking handmade dollhouse concealed every Miraculous except for the few that had holders. She could be Multimouse if she wanted, but Ladybug wouldn't be there. Unless she unified the Miraculous, which would be a giveaway. "You know, for a cat you have pretty good puppy dog eyes," she teased. "Say you'll come, Pollies." He flexed his claw-like fingers, wrapping them around Marinette's waist. Curses. Marinette secretly found his cat puns endearing. How could she refuse? She exhaled through her nose, knowing she had been defeated. "Fine," Marinette breathed. Cat shot up, doing his signature victory dance. Then he paused, looking concerned. Wait, you probably don't have the mouse Miraculous, do you? His ears fell, mimicking his saddened expression. Actually, she said without thinking, I do. She thought about every Miraculous in her possession, and maybe she said too much. But it was too late to go back now. You do? Her partner said, his voice joyful again. Yeah, Ladybug thought I could be a permanent holder, but... But? Cat pressed. I don't think I'm made for this superhero stuff. I'm not brave or strong or anything like that. Cat Noir took Marinette's shoulders, stooping down to look her in the eyes directly. None of us were when we started. I remember my first day. Ladybug was super clumsy and I had a bunch of unearned confidence. We learned and grew. But the most important thing was to take that step. You can do this, Mare. Marinette smiled at his kind words. She also remembered their first day, which felt like a lifetime ago. Thousands of people saved, hundreds of villains fought. A lot happened in just 1 year. Cat whipped out his staff that doubled as his cat phone. Shoot, I've gotta go. Milady doesn't like it when I'm late. He turned to leave, doing a double take at Marinette. Sorry, Ladybug. We're dating, so maybe I should. Don't worry about it, Cat. Milady is fine. I know you're just friends. She said, waving him to leave. You're the bestest girlfriend ever! He ran to smooch her on the cheek before bounding through her open trapdoor. After her cat boyfriend was out of sight, Tiki flitted from her hiding spot, sporting a scowl, crossing her tiny arms. I know what you're going to say, Tiki, Marinette said, throwing her arms up while sitting in her desk chair. What are you going to do, Marinette? I don't know, I panicked. I hate seeing him beg, he's just so cute. She absent-mindedly bit her lip, daydreaming of her handsome partner that was expecting her any second. Hello? Tiki poked her holder's cheek. Earth to Marinette? Huh, what? Marinette snapped and then remembered. Oh, right. Okay, I'll be Mrs. Doubtfire. The tiny Kwame just stared at her incredulously, fearing she had truly lost it. What are you talking about? I can be both Ladybug and Multimouse. But if you unify us, then... Tiki started in protest. I don't have to, Tiki. Marinette turned to unlatch the dollhouse, pulling out the mouse Miraculous. She placed it around her neck, Mulo flying out. Mulo gave a large stretch and sniff before opening her eyes. Hiya, Marinette! Mulo gasped, zipping to Tiki. Tiki! Oh, Tiki! Oh my goodness! Hi! I've missed you so much! Contrary to the phrase, quiet as a mouse, Mulo was often loud and boisterous. She hugged Tiki tightly, swinging her around in a few circles. Hi, Mulo! Tiki squeaked out. When Mulo finally released her, she said, Nice to see you too. Before Mulo could continue, Marinette interjected. Sorry to interrupt, but Mulo, I'm going to need to become Multimouse. Mulo, get... Wait! Tiki shouted. Am I the only one with no clue what's going on? I'll tell you soon, Tiki. We've got to hurry. Cat is waiting. Over Tiki's continued objection, Marinette yelled, Mulo, get Squeaky! In a flash, Marinette became Multimouse, looking adorable as ever, with 2 cute buns placed on her head. Using her amazing agility, she hopped through her trapdoor and across the buildings of Paris. Multimouse landed in front of Cat Noir, whose eyes grew nearly 3 times in size. What? Multimouse put a hip out, hands balled up on them. Nothing, I just forgot how absolutely adorable you are, he said, poking at her neatly made buns on her head that had appeared by miraculous magic. You should wear your hair like this more often. She swatted her boyfriend's hands away from her hair, giggling. Okay. You can stop now. Instead, he pulled Multimouse in close, his warm breath dancing on her face. Can I kiss you? Her cheeks flushed with color as she pulled him closer. I have to warn you, I have a girlfriend. He winked, earning a small chuckle from Multimouse. Then I guess this will be our little secret, huh? I guess so. He returned her laugh, bridging the gap between them, their kiss so gentle and sweet. He pulled away reluctantly to check the time. Ladybug is nearly 10 minutes late. That's weird. Oh, I'm sure it's nothing. She probably took a few extra minutes to put on eyeliner. Multimouse waved her hand dismissively. Speaking of things people have to do... She side-eyed the chimney, struggling to find a convincing excuse to leave. I have to pick a wedgie. Multimouse forced a smile, nodding aggressively, then shuffling out of view. Pick a wedgie? Huh? Cat Noir murmured, checking out his own butt. I didn't even know that could happen in these suits. Mulo, time to scurry. Marinette's transformation faded, and she held out a cheese for the hungry Kwame to nibble on. Tiki flew out of Marinette's crossbody bag, rolling her eyes. You have to pick a wedgie? What kind of excuse was that? Most of your excuses are bad, but that one was exceptionally terrible. Marinette pressed her fingers to her temples, rubbing deeply. I know. It was the first thing I thought of, okay? You can lecture me later. Right now, he's expecting his lady. Marinette, how long can you keep this up? Cat isn't stupid. Just a few minutes, Tiki. I just don't want to disappoint him. Marinette's face fell, a tension falling between the Kwamis and their holder. Mulo noisily finished her meal, wiping the cheese residue from her whiskers. She flew into Marinette's purse as she removed the mouse Miraculous. Marinette whispered, Spots on. Ladybug swung to a building lower than the one they patrolled on so she could sneak past Cat. Then she swung up to meet him. Piece of cake, Ladybug thought, pleased with herself. Hey, Cat. Sorry I'm late. I got, held up. Ladybug said, wringing her spandex hands together. She never lied to Cat or anyone for that matter, and doing so made her anxiety spike. She smiled awkwardly at him. He seemed to pay no attention to her expression. Cat simply smiled, passing her their usual fist bump. No worries. This just means that you can't make fun of me for being late anymore, Cat said in their usual banter, leaning in. Ladybug flicked his bell, Cat laughing in response. No promises, kitty cat. She sighed and then let her eyes wander around Paris for a brief moment. Slow day, huh? Maybe Hawkmoth is finally taking a break. Doubtful. He's probably planning his next move to get the bug and Cat Miraculous. Mwahahaha! Cat shouted in a truly terrible Hawkmoth impression. Wow, it's almost like you're related, Ladybug said, crossing her arms, her lips twisting upwards. Shut up. He lightly pushed her. Oh, how she missed this. This dynamic they had. It was just different from when she was Marinette. It'd been a while since their last patrol, and she enjoyed just goofing off with him. Cat Noir's laugh faded before saying, So, do you remember Marinette? Ladybug tried to look unfazed and casual. Dupeng Chang? Sure, why? She gritted her teeth, hoping he wouldn't notice. She's here. Well, not literally here, but she's here as Multimouse. His ears perked up at the mention of his girlfriend. Ladybug looked around, cocking her head to the side. Oh, where? Cat nodded his head in the direction of the chimney. She had to take care of something, but maybe I should... He took a step in Multimouse's direction, only for Ladybug to grab his shoulders. If it's girl stuff, maybe I should go. Good thinking, LB. Tell her I miss her, Cat said with a kissy face. In a natural response, Ladybug stuck out her tongue, only responding with, gross, before dashing behind the chimney. Spots off, Marinette said, out of breath. Marinette! Tiki chirped a bit too loud. I know, Tiki, I'm in too deep. And he's going to think I had an atomic wedgie. Marinette sank to the ground, arms embracing her knees. Tiki sat on Marinette's shoulder, nuzzling her cheek. Marinette, just go back out there as Ladybug and tell him you have to leave. No harm done, Tiki offered. But he was looking forward to me being Multimouse and sharing this part of his life with me. Her voice drifted off, sounding strained. Why is this so important? Tiki said, her squeaky voice gentle. I don't know who Cat is, and I just wanted to be involved in his life, I guess. He doesn't know I'm Ladybug, so he doesn't know how close we actually are. I guess I just want to be there for him as Marinette too. Marinette confessed, her Kwame now sitting on her head playing with some loose strands. Marinette took the mouse pendant, placing it over her head. Muloget? Marinette started. Marinette, you don't have to be someone you're not for Cat Noir. You're Ladybug. That's who you are, so just, okay? Just be yourself, Tiki pleaded. Marinette eyed her other Miraculous, her eyes then drifting between the two Kwames who looked at her with large baby doll eyes. You're right, Tiki. I don't have to prove myself to Cat. He cares about me, right? Tiki nodded aggressively, smiling wide. Okay, Marinette breathed out. Tiki, spots on! Ladybug returned, jogging over to Cat Noir, who looked at her with curious neon eyes. What about Marinette, Multimouse? He asked. Oh, she's dealing with the thing, you know. Ladybug shrugged, hoping she looked nonchalant. What a mess she had gotten herself into. Really? Ladybug nodded curtly. Okay then. Didn't know it took so long. Ladybug shrugged but stiffened as Cat moved closer to her. His eyes drifted from her face down to nearly her chest. She nearly felt offended before she realized what he was really looking at. That pendant, isn't that... He started, reaching out for the mouse Miraculous. Shoot, she forgot to put it back in her bag. Stupid, stupid, stupid! Time to put her awful lying skills to good use. Oh, you mean this old thing? She held it, swinging it around so he couldn't get a good look. It belonged to my grandmother. Pretty, isn't it? Yep, good old family heirloom. She laughed nervously. You're being weird, he said cautiously. Can I see it? He held out his hand. No! She yelled, then her eyes grew wide, realizing how she responded. What I mean is, no. Sorry, it's very delicate. Would you look at the time? I really better go. She dashed behind the chimney, heart pounding. She pressed her back flush against the cold concrete. Spots off, Marinette wheezed, pulling on her pigtails. How could I be so stupid, Tiki? Marinette paced in small circles. Relax, Marinette. Maybe he didn't notice, Tiki said, not really believing her words, but trying anything to comfort her holder. Didn't notice? Didn't notice? Like you said, Tiki, he's not stupid. How am I going to explain this one away? Tiki's eyes widened almost in fear. Oh, sugar cookies? Hey, Marinette? The Kwame's tiny voice quivered. What? Marinette said, clearly aggravated. I think he noticed. Marinette slowly turned, meeting the gaze of a slack-jawed Cat Noir. Marinette, you're Ladybug? Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this, give this a like and subscribe so you can be notified of the next part. As always, stay miraculous!